Why, hello there, everyone. I know a lot of you have been asking me my opinion about the Mortal Kombat movie trailer, but I haven't seen it yet, so now I'm going to finally watch it, and somehow it hasn't been spoiled for me yet, even though I'm doing this a few days late. But because it is a few days late, I decided to bust out the old Raiden cosplay to make up for it. And for anyone that's been following me for any period of time, you know I'm not too big a fan of MK11, but I still do really like the franchise at large, and so I'm totally down for a Mortal Kombat movie. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's not cheap looking. Like, obviously an MK movie is going to have a level of campiness, which I like and which I also expect, but I hope it is still at least taking the IP seriously, you know what I mean? Even though I do hope for it to be a little cheesy and campy. So let's just watch it.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive.
Kano? I mean, obviously that's Sub-Zero, but I mean, I thought they were talking about Kano.
The target has superhuman abilities.
That had to have been Jax, right? I want to go back so I can hear everything since I was talking.
It tore through our unit in seconds. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds.
It's a cool effect. Looks like ice, right?
The target has superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
He
was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
That's obviously not a birthmark if it's in the shape of the logo.
All over the world. Reference a great tournament
Is that supposed to be Sonya?
of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known.
Okay, that's Scorpion.
As Mortal Kombat.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I want to look at the laser again.
These are your champions. These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
The laser looks a little weak if you ask me, right? I think it's mostly because for some reason it's tapering there when you would expect a laser to not taper so much, but that's sort of a nitpick.
I'm Liu Kang. Name's Jax.
Hey, there's Raiden. He looks so young there, though. I'll probably get used to it. But him not having his long white hair is really weird because it's such... Well, I was going to say it's such a big part of his character design, right? But obviously when he's wearing the whole getup, his hair is covered, so you can't see it. But I just am so familiar with seeing him with his long white hair from the original movie. So you just always know it's there. So it's really weird seeing like a much younger one. But maybe they were just trying to go for like a more grounded kind of look.
Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground.
That Mileena? Also, I think the audio mixing on this trailer is a little bad because obviously I could turn it up more, but I'm trying to keep the audio balance good so that way you can still hear me over there talking. But I think the voices should have been a bit louder. It could just be that I'm having to listen to it through this as well, though. Where was Mileena? So if this really is covering the tournament arc, like a first tournament arc, then it'll be interesting if they throw in Mileena. So it makes sense. Like, I kind of wish they would move on from the tournament arc, considering... I mean, not only is the movie from the 90s covering the tournament arc, but then the most recent movie we got, which was an animated movie, Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge, I think it was called, which I did like, also was sort of a retelling of the tournament arc. So if they're doing it again, I'm glad that they're at least, you know, throwing in other characters and making it not such a one-to-one tournament arc like before. I do have a question, though, and that's, if this is Mileena, is Kitana going to look a lot like this? Like, obviously, like, without the teeth. But, you know, Mileena was made with Kitana's DNA, so they'd have to, you know, they're basically twins or siblings, so they'd have to look pretty similar. But I don't think they've shown Kitana yet.
We will not fail. Kill them.
Goro. I don't know why I'm acting surprised that Goro's here because it is the tournament arc, but they haven't showed him at all in the trailer yet. It's going to be hard to top the practical effects of the Goro from the original movie, but obviously, you know, it's 2021, so they're going to do CG with it. Oh, they only show him for a little bit. I think the costume design's okay. Like, they're obviously going for, like, a more detailed looking, like, gritty version of the costumes, but you can still tell they're yellow and blue. You know he had to say it. That was a lot of stuff.
You fucking beauty.
I think Kano seems... I don't know any of these actors. I'm glad they're using a bunch of no-names. But it seems like Kano's cast pretty well. Jack's beating up on someone. Is that Mileena again? This looks like it'll be sort of Scorpion's or Hanzo's sort of origin story. Like the beginning of his subplot. That has to be Reptile, right? That's like a full-on reptilian. I honestly, as campy as the 90s movie is, I kind of like how they handled Reptile in the 90s movie because they basically made canon both human Reptile and Reptile, so I'm wondering if they're going to do something like that again. But they're literally showing him getting punched through the chest by Kano here. So I hope that's not a spoiler that he's going to die or something, unless he's just like a jobber that dies instantly. Then maybe in their mind they would excuse a spoiler of that nature.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
So, it didn't look bad. I have to say, like, you know, part of me was kind of worried it was going to be atrociously bad. I think this actually does look decent. Surprisingly, the ice effects look really good. But then, like I said, the laser effect and some of the fire effects look a little amateurish, which won't bother me very much because, you know, I like campy stuff. So I don't really need the special effects to look amazing to keep my immersion. But it just looks really weird because in comparison to the ice, because the ice looks good. I think there was something else I wanted to see. Oh, yeah. Obviously, I'm not too big a fan of Raiden's redesign, but that's full bias kicking in, right? I'm obviously a fan of Raiden's classic design. But maybe he'll pop off and sort of like enter some kind of Super Saiyan mode or something where his white hair shows up or something like that, you know, because they only show a little bit of Raiden here. I think it's actually kind of surprising how little of some characters they show. But, like, it's weird how they don't show characters like Katana at all, and it's weird how they only show, like, Goro for a split second, but they show characters like Mileena for significantly longer, when Mileena typically, you know, doesn't have as big a role in the initial tournament arc. So, I kind of like that they're doing the tournament arc. So that way, you know, there's the level of familiarity and the tried and true formula of the tournament arc making for a good movie, but also the fact that they're sort of remixing it with all these other things, so that way it doesn't feel like you already know what's going to happen. But yeah, anyways, I think it's looking decent. It is over 2 minutes long, which means it's... I thought there would be a lot more revealed here, but I guess it just shows the whole, like, direction of the movie, you know, and that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to the next one, so we could see maybe more of the characters that are going to be in here. Unless this is the whole cast, because this already is a lot of characters that they're going to have to juggle. So it'll be impressive if they include even more characters and somehow, you know, pull off juggling all those characters without the movie feeling super rushed. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about it, and I will see all of you later. So, bye for now. What's up, Bubba? Hey!